Alright, hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube live stream where I think I'm going to do a bit of painting. Let me get rid of those headphones because I don't need those anymore. So as I mentioned in my video where I did the Canyon T-rex unboxing, which I have here with me, he's still in the box. I said I was going to live stream painting this, so I figured it'd be quite apt because, as you may have just seen in the beginning of this live stream, I have like this opening sort of start screen, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have this, like, you know, image, my first image on YouTube that I paint, to be that one. So I was thinking of getting the let me just see, getting this logo here, which is obviously a modified version of the Jurassic logo, and actually removing this T-rex completely. I'm just gonna very crudely cut it out now because I can fix it in a bit, and then I was gonna replace it with a sort of cartoony version of the Canyon T-rex. So yeah, I figured, you know, it'd be something different. I'm also looking to actually, you know, do these sort of paint along live streams every day, so or as much as I can. So today is going to be quite a short episode because I'm just going to quickly do the Canyon T-rex for this opening, and then you know, tomorrow between 4 and 7 o'clock in the afternoon UK time, so that, what is that, like 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so like at 7 o'clock in the morning East Coast of America, or West Coast of America, sorry, to here. So like around that time I'll start doing my paint along live streams. Now I'm gonna have a little bit of difficulty as well with this, mainly because I got a new tablet for this, which is a pretty, you know, new one. It's a Huion, which I don't know if that's actually a really good one or not, but anyway, point is that I haven't been able to sort the settings out on this just yet in time for this live stream. So what I'm going to do is, you know, like if I click down just for example, if I click down on the pen, it does this sort of loading thing, and then it brings up this menu, and I don't want it to bring up this menu because it's really irritating. So I'll work out the logistics of this you know, tablet when I get going. Corvo at AZ says, "What is Dino Defenders? Is it set in the Jurassic Park universe?" Well, firstly, hey dude, welcome to the stream. No, Dino Defenders is completely my own thing. It's a cartoon thing, series I'm working on, which I was doing a bit today actually. But it's not Jurassic related, but it's definitely inspired by Jurassic Park. You know, which is pretty obvious. But I figured that I wanted to make, you know, a cartoon that was something that I could say was mine, rather than you know, doing work for Universal, like when we did Mazrani Global and stuff like that is insanely cool. But obviously at the same time, Jurassic Park is Michael Crichton's. Like it could be no one else's. I mean, Spielberg's and Trevorrow, they have their marks on it for sure, but obviously it's Crichton, comes from him, comes from his head. And you know, I've always looked up to that. Michael Crichton's one of my heroes, and I've always wanted to, you know, have my own. See, I'm already having trouble with this. You know, make my mark on something. So with Dino Defenders, that's exactly what it is. I wanted it to be a story that is entirely my own, which you know, is directly influenced. Well, is influenced by everything that I love about media. So it's not just going to be influenced by Jurassic Park. You're going to have like things like Alien in there, You're gonna have you know, homages to other films and media that I like, all sorts. So it's gonna be, because I'm not to whittle on too much, but like I self-published a book a few years ago called Through the Dark and the Dawn. I say a few years ago, it was when I was like 22, which was like what, nearly 10 years now, and that was basically everything that I'd ever wanted to see in a story when I was a kid come together. So yeah, it's going to be like that, because, you know, there's so many cool things out there that I feel deserve to. Let me just. There we go. Yeah, it's basically just something I wanted to do myself. Hello Clayton, he says, howdy Jack, how the hell are you? I'm great, thank you very much. Cretaceous the Hunted says, this looks good. Excellent. Reed Norman says, dude, this is a bad time for a live stream, I'm in school. Sorry man. The Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus says, hello. That's an awesome name, by the way. Seriously dude, I'm down for this upcoming series. I'm kind of excited and inspired by this. Oh, thank you. As you can see, I'm in a different room as well. Like I'm not live streaming in my living room anymore. I've you know, we were housing a couple of friends for a little while they were getting their flat sorted out. So my actual office area is something that is you know, in the works. So yeah, I've got this I've got this huge like Jurassic World logo that I want to sort of have as my backdrop. I don't think I could have it as my backdrop today, but anyway, so that sort of sat here. You know, the bed sheets are not mine. They're mine and my wife's for the spare room, but you know, we've got a Nublar poster up there. Got some of my old can't really see on here actually, got some of my old Jurassic figures up there. So, you know, I'm trying to get this all sorted. I mean, if I turn the camera around if I just carefully do this, you know, you've got DVDs there. You know, I've just brought this box in from the other room so I can actually, you know, do some, you know, let me just show you this before we get kicked off. But yeah, so I've got like this box of stuff down here which has all like Jurassic, oh shit. This box is something my friend made, which is really cool. I got it for Christmas. Says it was going to Robert Muldoon. But yeah, so I figured, just the books down here. I'll sort that out later. But yeah, I'm sort of organising this area because, you know, got some dinosaurs back here as well. But yeah. So I figured with these live streams, instead of doing games, because obviously games are really cool, and with Jurassic World Evolution coming up, I wanted to, you know, I want to get prepared to have an actual proper gaming area, somewhere that I can actually sit down and, you know, get lost in games with. But also, and almost more importantly, I wanted to have artistic live streams, because as some of you know, I love painting. So yeah, I think like this is more my sort of thing. Games are cool and Jurassic World Evolution is really great, and I do love playing Overwatch and all that sort of stuff, and I will continue playing video games, so don't think they're going anywhere. But to mix things up, I think mostly every single evening in the UK 4 till 7 I'll do artistic live streams. Today, as I've mentioned earlier, like I'm not going to be doing it for that long today, because you know, I'm what was I going to say? I've got something to do. Let's just put it that way. So I'm not going to be available for now. But I should. I mean, it's 4:15 now. I should finish streaming at about 5:30, about 5:45. So just enough time to get a dinosaur logo in here, which then I can start the live streams again, but with a new image. So anyway, so what shall I do? I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna be painting a version of the old Canyon T-rex, as you guys see here, and figured it'd be kind of cool just to literally make up as I go along. And I obviously I need him to be in a painting position. So I was thinking, like, if I create a new layer here, call it Rex, and then I'll make the color red. Just want to make sure the dinosaur's not in the way of the chat. Yeah, and I figured it would be kind of a cool opportunity for us lot as well. Why isn't this drawing? Oh, I was pushing it. Yeah, that's perfect. You know, cool for us guys to catch up on, you know, things in the Jurassic community. Like, treat these kind of like a Jurassic Let's Chat in a way. So, but yeah, so like we could chat about anything. I mean, I'm drawing this dinosaur, so yeah, I figured it'd be kind of cool to have it so like you've got, this is going to be like, I don't know, like a paint canvas, and then, you know, the Canyon T-rex. This is going to be really rough to begin with, by the way. Canyon T-rex will be sort of painting. That's the idea anyway. Or should he be bursting out and roaring? Oh, yeah. Do I want a good cartoon? No, I don't want to. You know what? Let me start again. Rex again. The Imperial Dinosaur Spinosaurus, Diamond Spinosaurus says, wow, that Canyon Rex is cool. I've never got one. I wasn't even born around the time of Jurassic Park 3. Wow. See, it's funny because I remember that time period very well. So, okay, maybe I'll make my thing just a little bit bigger. Oh, not 77. Okay, so what's his face? His face is kind of like, he's got this, you know, kind of upturned nose in a way. So like that, and then his head goes down. And he's got this sort of kind of rounded muzzle, and then it kind of goes, you know, up. So it's not like, so what I mean by that is, it's like, you know, the Jurassic Park T-rex, that's not right. The Jurassic Park T-rex's face kind of goes like, you know, that in a weird way, like you can, the muscles and everything. So it's got this like bump here, his head goes like that. But with this T-rex, the Canyon T-rex, which is something I like, I'm going to implement kind of into Dino Defenders, is its nose kind of goes like, it's more, that's a bit too much. Yeah, more like that, and then the teeth come down here like this. So I'm going to try and emulate that through this. What are you guys saying? Tomato Sauce says you should have the Rex have paintbrushes in his jaws. That's a good idea. I think I might have to do something like that. I'm going to just bring his eye up like this. I mean, this is going to be very rough, as I mentioned. This isn't going to be like the best to begin with. He has a tiny little eye, like a tiny little round eye like that, yeah. And then his sort of jaw peters off. Let me just see the front. He's got a very like, he's got a, let me see if I can show you guys so you get a little bit of context. I'm going to try and get like the pointiness. He's got like this bit at the top of his lip that points up, so I'm thinking of going with that. So it'd be kind of, I don't know, does it, yeah, it does go up, so it'd be like, yeah, okay. And then his teeth will be something that I do later. His jaw is like, I don't know, it's kind of like goes down like this, and then it actually goes up. And it's kind of like got a point at the front. It's almost like the Spinosaurus bottom jaw in a way. And then maybe I need to rub out that bit. I don't know if you're still listening, Clayton, but I really enjoyed your chat with Jeremy about the villains of the franchise. I was listening to earlier when I was working on Dino Defenders, and I thought that was a really interesting discussion. Okay, you see, like this needs to be smaller. I'm gonna have him kind of like going like this. He's gonna be like a brush, but he's only got 2 fingers, so I have to make sure that like I can get that across. Have you heard of a book series called Galaxy's Edge? No, I haven't. It used to be Star Wars, but not Star Wars. It was started by 2 authors who did the series out of frustration with the newest films and love of the originals. Ah, okay. Oliver Does Stuff says, yo. Tomato Sauce says, I was thinking more along the lines of a dog with a bone in its mouth. Oh yeah, okay, that's kind of funny. Maybe we haven't got there yet. I've just got to get the basic shape down, and then I'll I'll work out what to do next. Now he also has these like white dots all around his face, so I have to make sure that I get those in. Yeah, that was a fun discussion. Jurassic Park has great characters, says Clayton. Well, the thing is, like, when I was listening to you guys talk about the villains of Jurassic Park, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm talking favoritism in a way, or not even favoritism, but like, competitiveness. Like, I kept thinking back to like how people complain about how the Marvel films don't have, just make this. I'm just going to make this a little bit darker so I can see what I'm doing. How the Marvel films don't necessarily have good villains or memorable villains, and then I was sitting there thinking, well, the Jurassic Park series that has had, all the examples you guys were talking about, all the villains in the film series, minus the almost antagonistic dinosaurs like the Spinosaurus and the Indominus, and even the raptors from the first film. Like, the Jurassic Park film series has some of the best variety of like villains that you can ask for from a franchise, like, for real. I thought that was really interesting. You hear all these complaints about like, the Marvel films, there's always some guy with like a beam, like a machine to take over the world, and it like beams a light into the sky and all this sort of stuff. And then I was like, yeah, the Jurassic series, they don't really have that like problem. Because obviously they don't deal with people trying to take over the world. They're dealing with dinosaurs and whatnot. Okay, so maybe he needs like his arm to be up like this. And then, oh no, actually, he should be holding like one of those paint like the paint mixing pots, even though like I'm doing it all digital. Dinosaur Defenders made me think of that book series. Yeah, well, I mean, you haven't seen the story yet. It's going to be very different to a lot of things. Oliver Does Stuff says it's currently 11:26 p.m. where I'm at. Palette, that's it. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Tomato Sauce. Clayton says, it's interesting because no one could really be called evil in Jurassic Park. There are some shitty people, but at the end of the day, they're just differing opinions. Exactly. Dino Defenders. Oh man, I really can't wait to show you guys the first episode. Like it's gonna be a while as yet, but yeah, it shouldn't be too long. It's just like every frame I have to paint like myself, and there's music that's got to be added, which hasn't even been done yet. The story isn't the story's complete, but it's but the thing is, I need to actually make it. That's the problem, and write it as well. So, okay, let's switch this out. Actually, I'm gonna move these two assets. Oh, not that one. Why did it grab those two? Why is it? What? See, this is the thing. I'm doing this on a PC, and I mainly have been working with a Mac for like the last 5 years, and to go back to like PC after Mac, it's like everything's in the wrong place. Everything's like moved. And I've got to get used to where everything goes and how it works again. Okay, I want to lock this layer. Where's that? There it is. Okay, lock that layer. I don't want to grab that layer. I want to grab these two. Can I move those two? Yes, there we go. Okay, all right. We got there. And then I need to zoom out. Actually, no, I don't. I just need this top bit, don't I? Okay, so let's grab this one. Let's take the color down. There we go. Right, now we can start adding some color, some basic color. New layer. Hardcore Jed, holy shit, am I late? What in the hell happened? You're not late, don't worry. I've only really just I've been streaming for like 20 minutes, so you're all good. I'm designing a new like starting live stream picture, because yeah, I'm gonna start doing proper live streams with painting every day. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. I've already got it planned. 3 hours every day, as far as, you know, unless something comes up. If I don't stream, then it just means something's come up that, you know, I can't get away from. So I thought it'd be kind of cool, and also you know, a regular thing. And plus I won't always just be doing singular images like this. I want to do like pictures or like frames for Dino Defenders, but at the moment, this is the thing, like people get excited when you paint things like dinosaurs. They don't get so excited if you've got to paint like the background of a canteen or a corridor. Very much from my experience, people want to see the exciting things, and you know, I'm the point where I'm at in Dino Defenders. I'm not anywhere near seeing a dinosaur yet. So like the exciting streams for that series, you know, they're not gonna appear for a while, unless you guys are actually interested in seeing me paint corridors and that sort of stuff. I mean, it would be helpful. I mean, I could get quite a lot done in live streams if I was actually you know, painting along at the same time. Killing two birds with one stone, as they say, you know. But the only thing that would really get me motivated with that is if you know, I had the if I had the ability to do that without interruptions, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to get to. So did anyone else see the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toys? The kick-ass toys, says Hardcore Jed. And Chaos Knight says, hey guys. Yo dude. Yeah man. Oh man. Where do we even begin? I mean, like, I the reason I buy like any Jurassic figures anymore, like the reason I got this, you know, this Canyon T-rex, is this is only a temporary thing for me. Like this thing is like something I want to hold on to for a little while, and then I'm gonna pass it on. Like I'm not holding on to it forever. I don't know if I should, you know, how long I should hold on to it for, but I wanted it to make a Pterodon video about it, and you know, and as I mentioned in that video, like it's something that I've wanted for a while, just to own for a little bit, because I did that fan art. So the Fallen Kingdom stuff, like I'm really excited for it. I think, you know, my sister's got a little boy, he's turning 4 this summer. Like when I look at that stuff, I'm looking at him. I'm like, I think I should go out and buy that, not for me, but like for him, like, and get him, because his birthday's in June. And yeah, and I think he'd really appreciate it and sort of recreate the memories in a way that what I had when I was a kid, getting all the Lost World stuff. But the toys, like, if I admit like how good they are insanely good. Like compared to what Hasbro had to, you know, dished out. You know, the only Hasbro thing I ever owned was the blue. I think it's. Oh no, I gave it to Charlie. I gave it to my sister's little boy. But where is it? I had the blue for a little while before I gave it to him. I got a picture of it here on my phone. You know, the blue there, and I took a picture of it because I wanted to, as you can see here, the comparison. I drew it for that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom poster I did. I don't know if I've got that on my phone anymore. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a copy of that on my phone. Jeez. But yeah, like so I think like a lot of stuff that they've produced, I'm really excited for to get Charlie. I am debating though. I will admit, as much as an adult, I like to think I am. That colossal T-rex is something that I'm like, Jesus, that's like so big that it's like something to behold, and I feel like that's gonna be the new Red Rex in a way, because it's so massively huge that I don't think I'm going to be able to pass that up when I see it. I might just buy it. I might not even know that I bought it until I get back to the, you know, to my house, and I'm like, what's this in the back? What have I carried home with me? Oh my god, I've got a colossal T-rex, you know. Yeah. Court Summers says, what's everyone's view on Jurassic World Park Evolution? They've confirmed Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3 themes. Yeah. Can't say I'm overly keen on the chrome, silver, blue Jurassic World theme builder, but it still looks cool. Yeah, I think it's hit and miss whether people like the modern look of the park from Jurassic World, and what that's bringing to Jurassic World Evolution. For me, I love that, like the difference with that compared to like Jurassic Park, let's say, mainly because I think if you're trying to get the, you know, the point across that the Indominus shouldn't exist, a good way of doing that is to show how like almost cold and calculated the park's become. Like it's become the Disney World to the Disneyland, you know, like Jurassic Park was Disneyland, Jurassic World was Disney World, that kind of thing. You know, complete corporate look to it, and it, you know, and that's why the Indominus was made. So I don't mind the look of that too much, and I think with Jurassic World Evolution they're gonna you know, this is speculation, I have no idea, I have nothing to do with that game, but like I have a feeling that they're gonna, you know, bring more Jurassic, a variety of Jurassic styled buildings and stuff to the table. But yeah, we'll see. I'm really excited to do live streams off that, as some of you may have guessed. What are we looking at here? So this guy doesn't look entirely accurate at the moment. I mean, his neck looks kind of weird and the angle looks kind of strange, but it'll make sense when we get closer to the when I get more to reforming the body. But usually this is how I start out my images. I'll draw like an outline and then I'll color it in roughly, and then, you know, basically do what a lot of other people do when they paint. And then I'll add the details later. I don't know how detailed this guy's going to be, because as I've mentioned, like these live streams are going to be X amount of like hours long. As I said, 4 till 7. So like with this, because I'm going to finish at like 5:30, 5:45, as soon as I get to that time, I'll just stop wherever I'm at. So so it'll be as good as it will be there. Maybe off stream I'll just touch this up because it's meant to be for the opening of the live streams, but we'll see. What are you guys saying? British Tranosaur says, oops, a bit late. Hi guys. Yo dude. Chaos Knight says, I'm actually very surprised to see the Ceratosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 in the Fallen Kingdom toy line. Yeah, I mean, like, I was surprised when it popped up in the Jurassic World toy line. You know, I mean, albeit it looks nowhere near as good as it did in the Fallen Kingdom toy line in those images we saw from Toy Fair. But yeah, like, I think that dinosaur has really left a mark on the series. That said, actually, if I bring up the webcam, so like, as we all know, the Jurassic Park 3, you know, Ceratosaurus had a you know, it has the red head and the like white body with the black stripes. Like, if anyone remembers this card, let me focus that in. Oh, wrong way. The focus on this sucks. Like, if you look at that card there, like, that looks like the Jurassic Park 3 Ceratosaurus. So I feel like the design of the Ceratosaurus pretty much comes from this trading card, in a way. Like, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's better. Oh wait, no, get that a little bit smaller. There's too much over that. Yeah, there we go. So like, yeah, I was really surprised to see it back as well, but we'll have to wait and see to see where else the Ceratosaurus pops up, because I know it's in the Jurassic World Evolution game, and it's like no one can ever predict where that dinosaur's going to like show up, you know. It like just pops out of nowhere. What are you guys saying? The Imperial Diamond Spinosaurus says, I got the entire set of the Jurassic Park diecast dinosaurs, I think for £15. Amazing. See, I sold my diecast Jurassic Park set, and I can't remember how much I sold them for. Did I sell them for like 15 quid? Because you might have actually bought them. I had the whole set, and I sold the whole set. So maybe Diamond Spinosaurus, you bought mine. I mean, it was like 2016, I think I sold them, or end of 2015, somewhere, sometime like that. Yeah. So what are we doing here? Okay, I'm thinking of switching to the mouse for a little bit instead of the stylus. I like to change it up a little bit. It's not I'm not always just using one method. Rex, there we go. So, okay. See, now if I merge these layers, the Canyon Rex actually has a more, oh, wrong one. I meant to use this one. Canyon Rex has more of a you know, higher ridge here than what I've drawn originally. So that kind of goes up like that, and then there's the third one goes up like that, and then that like that. You see? Yeah, it's not looking too bad at the moment. I have to say, the Jurassic Park fandom, I just wanted to comment on this actually. The Jurassic Park fandom right now is on fire. Like, they are doing so much awesome stuff. Like, everyone across the fandom. I've seen you know, people posting articles about the Toy Fair at Jurassic Outpost, that they've like been covering that really well, and getting a lot of people hyped for that. There's you know, more of the Jurassic Park podcast every Monday is just kicking ass. You've got all the YouTubers like Clayton and Jeremy and Best in Shot and the Gaming Beaver. Like everyone seems to be kicking ass at the moment in the Jurassic community, which is so cool to see, because like that's like the Jurassic Park fandom is what really helps keep this franchise alive and kicking. Like they help so much with like breaking news to, you know, the wider audiences and stuff, and it's just been really refreshing since pretty much the release of the first Fallen Kingdom trailer, just seeing everyone like get on it and like, you know, are ready to actually receive news. Because a little part of me, if I'm gonna be honest, like a little part of me, when the sort of hype had died down for Jurassic World and everything had kind of settled in a way, a little bit sort of after the, you know, about 3 or 4 months after the Blu-ray had dropped, you know, a little part of me was like, oh, I really hope like the fans who are who are hyped up at this time, I really hope that they stick around, and I really hope that they really, you know, build up more when the next film comes out, because I really think that, you know, that it's cool to have this sort of community of people who really do like this franchise, and it's just been fantastic over the last like couple of months or so, just seeing everyone, you know, make those fears of mine go away, because like everyone seems to be you know, on it. And it's also really cool to note that like I just hope it lasts. I don't know, I was going to say something else, but I can't. Losing my train of thought. I just really hope that everyone, you know, sticks around for the next one as well. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, those fears have gone away. I think like people are going to stick around for the next Jurassic. Like a lot of the fans who are around right now, you know, we're getting older. Like I turned 30 at the end of the year, and it's like, am I still going to be like madly in love with this franchise as I am now? Like when Jurassic Park 8 or something comes out, if they ever get to that, like, you know, if they ever continue it on, am I still going to be in it? And I think like the last few months with especially with the Fallen Kingdom stuff, yeah, I think my fears of that have gone away, and I just wanted to say like everyone everyone in the community has been really kicking ass, and yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys, because I've been literally listening to a lot of fan stuff. I do it for research, because I want to know, like with things like Dinosaur Defenders and that, like I want to know what like fans want to see in like terms of like dinosaur entertainment. So it's really good when, you know, you listen to like people talking about the Jurassic franchise and anything, you know. I listen to other podcasts about Alien and that, and it's always refreshing to like, you know, hear people's thoughts, because that's what, you know, gives you the inspiration to actually do stuff like yeah. And I just felt a little bit sort of you know, thankful for that, because you know, being entertained by the fans as well as the people who make the movies and stuff is special. It's like everyone's entertaining each other, and it's really nice. And I think with like the what was I going to say, with like the size of the Jurassic community is what I'm getting to. The size of the Jurassic community is obviously not as big as like Star Wars in a way, or you know, or Star Trek or something, but I think that's what's actually giving it its legs. I think because there's not this oversaturation of stuff, I think there's just like a perfect balance of Jurassic Park goodness out there from the fans and the creators, that it really, you know, keeps things interesting, and then doesn't make it go too over the top, or too in your face, to the point where you're just like, I'm sick of seeing that bloody logo everywhere, you know. But that's just my 2 cents. That's just the way I've felt over the last you know, month or so, and that was just something I wanted to get off my chest. Yeah. Chaos Knight says the Jurassic Park fandom is better than any other. I'm not saying that like anyone's better or anything, but I just feel like it's way more balanced. It's not too, you know, as I saw Clayton post on Twitter not too long ago, he said like every second of my life is Jurassic Park, and it's like, even though it's not, like, I think you'll agree with me, Clayton, it's not like annoying. It's like, you know, Jurassic is a very big part of my life, and like I always find new things, new facets of information and ideas that it presents to me that I find fascinating, and it's never really gotten old. But that's just, you know, that's just me. There's always something to learn about this. You know, just listening to you guys earlier today, Clayton and Jeremy, talking about the villains of the franchise, like, it was just, even though there was a lot of stuff in that conversation that I'd thought myself, there was some other things that I hadn't thought about, and I was, you know, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I've never really thought of it that way. You know, like you guys were talking about Dennis Nedry and you know, just how much of a scumbag that character was. You know, I agree. Like, I don't think I'd ever really taken into account, like, he knew the kids were on the island. That's never something that I, like, never truly took into account, that he obviously knew the kids were on the island, so that kind of really makes him like an asshole. And more of an unlikable character than a likable one. But yeah, it was interesting, and it's just nice to be entertained, as I said, by the fans. You know, while you're working, like I'm working on Dinosaur Defenders to, you know, make my mark on kind of storytelling in a way, and it's just nice to like listen to people talk about that kind of thing at the same time while you're working. It's like, you know, symbiotic in a way. It's a kind of symbiotic. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just missing the chat here. Clayton says the Jurassic Park franchise is totally always underestimated as far as how massive it is. I think the fans will always come back because it's always such of high quality. This is powerful stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's the only one that isn't toxic, says British Transaur. Yeah, I find that. I mean, there's always like funny debates going on, but never you know, harshness in a way. The room fandom. Oh dear. No worries, man. So anyway, so this guy, as I've been rattling on, he's taking shape a little bit more. Now I think what I'm going to do is add detail, so and then I'll work on the mouth and the inside and stuff. So let's start a new layer, and I'll call that detail. And then I'm just gonna use like a light grey, or like a sort of semi-light grey. Oh, actually, maybe add a little bit of colour, like an orangey sort of colour. Let's do that. I don't mind the whole Marvel versus DC thing, even with the fans, because I'm not part of those like fandoms to an extent. You know, I do like the Marvel films. Like the DC films, I haven't seen any since Man of Steel. But like, I always find it funny because like I'm not part of those franchises, so it's just hilarious to watch them like argue about something that's like, you know, completely pointless. Because like, really, like they should be going after the Jurassic fans in a way, because the Jurassic fans, like Jurassic Park is like not a superhero franchise. It's like that's the competition, right? You'd think like DC and Marvel fans would be, you know, working together because they're all like superheroes, even if their films aren't, you know, of certain quality in some people's eyes. Like you'd think they'd be working together. But anyway, Court Summers. Does anyone know about the forum I'm talking about? It closed down maybe just before Jurassic World came out. It's been bugging me. Trying to see if what message he said. Jurassic Park Legacy, is that the one you were talking about? I think that shut down after Jurassic World came out. I was a member of that. I used to read a lot more on there rather than actually post. I posted a couple of times, or a few times, and Yeah, it was good. I think they moved over to Jurassic Mainframe now, if I get my facts correct. Peyton says, weaponized fandoms is totally a thing, unfortunately. Jurassic Park gets away with it because I feel like the franchise brings all kinds of different people, but like Star Wars, for example, can get rough. See, this is the thing, like, because the fandoms, the closest I think I've ever got to, I don't know, like a heated fandom is probably the Alien franchise, and that was more when Alien Covenant came out last year, because a lot of people didn't like that movie, and it kind of, I mean, even Prometheus maybe Prometheus more so actually now I think about it, but a lot of people didn't like the direction it took and some of the choices it made, and it like, I saw some really heated stuff going out there, and like people saying stuff about Ridley Scott and completely unnecessary stuff. But I think like that's actually calmed down. It hasn't really lasted. Yeah, so like I've never really been partial to like you know, weaponized fandoms in a way. So it's like it's difficult for me to like kind of get my head around the idea that someone can get that mad over a movie that they'd want to like argue with someone about it to the point where they're like trying to, you know, really insult them. Hardcore Jez says, "Damn boy, that's coming out good." Oh, thank you. I mean, it's nowhere near finished yet, but we'll see. We'll see how well we can do. I mean, like doing scales like this, like I do them usually by hand as I'm doing right now, mainly because it gives a sort of, you know, each scale's different because that's what it would be like on the real animal. I mean, I'm just doing these really quick, and I'm not going to be doing scales over the whole thing because that would take too long. But more just in the sort of more lighter areas. Clayton says it's almost as if they're rooting for the other ones to fail, and I'm seeing some try to attack JP before, but they can't really do anything because, again, of how awesome the fandom is, and it's non-toxic. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've noticed like every fandoms are pretty much similar across the board. There'll be like those Star Wars fans and Marvel, DC fans or whatever who, you know, don't give a crap about any of that stuff, and they just get on with it and enjoy it for what it is. Or you know, if they don't like it, they just leave it. But you know, when you've got like, when they get that big, I mean, it's almost, you can't avoid it in a way. And Jurassic gets its fair share of being like sort of crapped on. I mean, like the Lost World, and you know, I would argue now Jurassic World to an extent gets a lot of stick, unnecessary stick, and I noticed from like quite a few high profile people as well have brought some of that sort of negativity towards it. But you know, fair enough. If like honestly, if someone didn't enjoy it, like then what can you do? Like you can't force them to like it, and you know, I just look at it that way. There's no point in like, I've done it in the past where I've tried to be like, hey, like you're not getting it, you're not looking at it this way or something, and it's like, nah, there's no point in saying that because they just won't get it, or not even that they won't get it, they get it, or they flat out just don't like it, and you know, that's fair enough. What can you do really? Lord knows there are so many films I own that I like that I know people hate or like people don't like. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, a good example of that I have right here is I own films like Doug McClure's Lost Worlds, with like The Land That Time Forgotten, Warlords of Atlantis, and At the Earth's Core. These films, by all intensive purposes, are B-movie, awfully made, awfully acted in a way, but I love them, and I think the acting isn't as bad as people remember, and I think you know, there's a charm to actors like Doug McClure and the puppets and stuff that, you know, people used to shit on, but I don't know, there's a charm to it because I think time ages a lot of things, and I think that over time, like, people will look back at things and be like, Do you know what? That was quite charming for the time period it came out. And I think, I mean, that's pre-computers. I think with like computers, you know, you get a little bit. They get a little. The argument gets a little bit different because like people are saying that's charming because there wasn't, you know, the digital age or whatever. But you know, I don't know. People could look back on films from like 2010 or something and be like, do you know what? That wasn't actually as bad as I remember back then. Hmm. Clayton says, yeah, it's kind of strange to me because The Lost World and Jurassic World are both very well made films. I think kind of purposeful hate because it's successful and a rival to other fandoms. Yeah, I mean, you get all sorts, like with the amount of people that are in the world, you'll get all sorts of like reasons for why someone doesn't like something. And if someone doesn't like Jurassic because they think it's threatening to their franchise, then you know they need to pull their head out of the sand, and that's not how the world works. You know, you need to realize that just relax and enjoy it. Okay, so let's add a little bit more detail on this. Court Summer says, are ITV2 playing Jurassic World tonight? Oh god, I don't know. I don't have a TV license, so they'll butcher it. They butchered the edit when it was shown on Christmas. ITV, like they cut so much stuff out. I was so angry. Like the scene where the Indominus rips that guy up, like that was so badly messed up. Like they cut it completely out. And they butchered the edit. Yeah, I would never recommend watching the ITV versions of the film. It's like they play them before the watershed, you know, and they cut stuff out because they're like, oh, kids might be watching and stuff. It's like, well, don't put the film on then. Put it on later. You don't put Alien on in the middle of the day and then cut out all the bits that like aren't suitable for kids, you know? Because it's like that's not what the film. It's not who the film's intended for. So I don't know why they do it to Jurassic. Like that's always, you know, dumbfound me. I would love to see a Therizinosaurus in a movie, says Chaos Knight. Yeah, that'd be really cool. It'd be really kick-ass. That's a like interesting looking animal. Okay, so this guy is trying to add some of the when this guy gets his teeth in and I reposition his body, that's when he's gonna look, you know, better than he does now. Jack, did you get a chance to see A Monster Calls? Yes, I did actually. I watched it one night on Amazon Prime. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. You know, a really cool method of storytelling in terms of, you know, you got this drama and the kid. I don't know. I don't really want to go into spoilers, but yeah, I thought like the way they told that kind of story was really unique, and usually films that are set in like people's heads in a way, it's like that kind of That's not really a spoiler, by the way, because they pretty much make, you know, they you know, that one gets signaled a mile off. But like stories that are like that usually are hit and miss with me, because I feel like I'm more of a person that likes things that are happening in the actual world of that the characters live in. That's why I love Jurassic Park. I mean, so like having the story where the kid, like his grief is manifested by this giant monster, it's yeah, really really unique. And I will admit I did not cry. I did not break out the waterworks for me. You know, I got sad. I was like, oh no, this is making me really thoughtful and all this sort of stuff. But at the same time, I didn't actually cry, and which was surprising, because there's a lot of films that actually make me well up, but that unfortunately wasn't one of them. But I don't necessarily think it needed to. You know, what are you guys saying? Yes, on ITV they cut Gennaro's death. I mean, how can they do that? Like, the T-Rex bites it and then that's it. It's just ridiculous. Like Eddie Carr's death, I don't think they even show that, would you believe? It's like they might as well try and put Saw on in the middle of the day and cut out all the scenes that have swearing and have gore in it. Like, just put that on. Why not? You've done it for Jurassic. You've shown it in a time when, you know, you shouldn't really be showing it, and to make up for it, you've cut out the all the stuff that, you know, that makes the films scary. Like, shows you why the dinosaurs are such a threat. Like, they don't seem as threatening, you know, when they've cut out all the gore. And not necessarily just gore, but like the more violent aspects of it. See, I need to get this sorted. That little loading thing is so irritating. Like, I can't even sketch lightly. It's just constantly loading. Why are you doing that? Okay, not doing it now for some reason. I might have to look at sort of getting some music or something to like play while I'm, you know, live streaming as well. I mean, I'd love to have like Operation Genesis music or something. That'd be really cool. I'll have to see. What's your most precious piece of your Jurassic Park collection? Says Tomato Sauce. Mine's the VHS copy originally signed by Jeff Goldblum. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so where did you meet him to get him to sign it? I think one of the most sentimental pieces, which I've mentioned in a video in the past, is my original VHS, which I've actually got right here. This one. That came with the came with the booklet. Yeah, it's even got my name on it when I took it to school. And the black case that it comes in actually has like the logo on the inside of the case, strangely enough. But probably this. But the only thing that, like, this is sentimental to me, but the thing about it is, like, videos going out of date. Like, I won't, in like 15 years time, I'm not going to be able to watch that at all, because my video player is going to die. No one makes them anymore, and it's like, and if I'm going to watch the film, I don't usually go to watch the VHS anymore. I watch the Blu-ray. So like, for me, that's like a ticking clock. It's sentimental to me, as I've said, like, sure, but at the same time, I don't know. And I think, like, with my experiences with this franchise and the things that, you know, the memories I've got, there's some stories that you know, I'll tell in the future. That there's memories that I have that are now my most prized possession with this franchise. Which, you know, which you can't buy those sort of things. They're experienced, and yeah, I mean, one of them at the moment for me is like going to the Jurassic World premiere was something I never thought I would ever get to experience. And you know, if someone had gone back to me when you know, back in 2006 or something, and said, you know, you'll be going to see Jurassic World on the opening night and you'll be writing some of the backstory for the characters and stuff, I would have laughed in your face and never thought it would ever happen. But lo and behold, it did. And you know, fortunately, I got the chance to make some of the, you know, things that I've heard fans, you know, want from this franchise. I got to a position where I could actually bring some of those things to life. So, you know, those sort of memories those are the things that I hold more dearly than anything. And that's also partly the reason I've sold a lot of my stuff. I mean, I'm constantly getting things given to me, or I'm finding things cheap online that I want to sell. Like these two dinosaurs here at the back here, like in their box, they're probably going to go to my sister's little boy, or they'll probably go on to another collector if I sell them. But yeah, like the memories of the things that I hold on to, and even things like the just going to watch Jurassic World at the cinema, not even like at the premiere, just at the cinema with my family, was like one of those things where I was like, this is so cool. Like, this is like back in the day. And yeah. Court Summer says, my first copy of Jurassic Park was copied on BBC One into VHS, and it kind of cut a few moments into the movie with all the fuzzy static lines and Raptor being hauled in. Made it more scary. Yeah. Yeah, man. You know, there's on YouTube you can actually find the BBC's advert for Jurassic Park, that like the first Christmas it was being shown. Somewhere on YouTube. Let's have a look. What else are you guys saying? Clayton says, listen to your interview with Matt Winston from 2014 the other day. Cool stuff. Very excited to see these animatronics in Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, they look good. Figment of your imagination. Is Jurassic World Regenesis still being produced? Not this time. I've shelved it for now. Regenesis was a project that we started, obviously, you know, when we had some time on our hands, and we were looking to sort of try and rock the boat a little bit, to be like, hey guys, like, with enough hype around this sort of thing, this is the kind of you know, thing the fans are looking for. We're trying to get like sort of almost Universal's attention on that, but it didn't really play out as well as we'd hoped. And at the same time, we got other projects that fell into our lap that we were like, well, we kind of want to focus on this more now. And so, like, I'm not saying it's entirely dead, but at the same time, like, there's not really an incentive to go back and finish it at this time. There is, it is written, like, there's the whole thing's finished in terms of we had our story, and there's still lots of things we didn't show you guys that have been made for it. But yeah, it's like, yeah, we're not finishing it anytime soon, unfortunately. Okay, right, so what I'm gonna do now is, I've got a little bit of detail on that Rex. Now I just want to actually color in this a different color so we can see. There we go. Let's have a look. I'll look at the chat in a minute. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna concentrate on getting. This is like one of those games where you like try to get the hoop around the wire without touching it. But with Photoshop, you can fix anything afterwards. So bear in mind, this isn't, as I mentioned, this isn't going to be like the most realistic drawing I've ever done. Actually, yeah, let's. There we go. Right. Okay, so what are you guys saying? Good night, Oliver does stuff. Have a good night, man. Sleep tight. Thank you, Jack, for your services this Chaos Night. Well, thank you. Having worked on the website, do you have any interesting inside info that you can't share? Yes. Of course I do. But, you know, I'm not saying anything. The Assassin 1989 looks amazing, mate. British Transfer. Reading through all of the DPG website, it's honestly amazing. Reading the article about the site being Claire Deering's backstory with the DPG was so good. Yes. Yes. Interesting stuff there. Interesting stuff here. Okay. What's the time? 5:15. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get this done right now. Right, let's get his let's get his eye. Actually, no. Let's get the orange bits on. Let's get some more color in this guy, because the actual, you know, he has like this. Actually, it's more like, yeah, it's like this sort of color. And from what I can tell, it sort of goes. So it's almost like the back of a wasp, in a way. Clayton says, I heard Muldoon survived and has been waiting inside the visitor center bunker for 25 years. This should be an important plot for Fallen Kingdom. Could you imagine if they did something like that? He just comes out and goes, they should all be destroyed. That's what they hear. And then he like walks out of the darkness. Bloody Muldoon. I, you know, didn't die, I just got hurt. Just, yeah. His socks are completely worn down, you know, his toes are sticking through the ends of his sock. Maybe I need to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, so it goes up. It's sort of like in this sort of shape on his head. Oh, I hate that menu that pops up. I'm really sorry about that, guys, for like this first live stream. Like, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I'll look into getting rid of it for the next one. Just as I've said, like, I've set this up on my computer like earlier today, and yeah, I haven't had a chance to really like look at the settings of this thing. I was like, oh, I want to do this now, because if I don't do it, if I didn't do the live stream today, I hate that menu. If I didn't do the live stream today, like, you know, I need to get motivated, and oh my word, like, what is it worse now? Like, what is that? Okay, I'm gonna just use the mouse. Yeah, maybe that needs to go over like that. And then this I'll just ruin and then bring that round. Concentrating too much on the back of his neck. Let me just sort something out. There we go. Ugh. What are you guys saying? Muldoon becomes the caveman of Nublar, says Chaos Knight. Yeah. Right, okay, so a little bit of orange here, a little bit of orange there. I need to stop using this when I'm doing this, because maybe I'll try a different brush. One like this. Yeah. Okay, and then they're more squiggly actually on the actual figure. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was in the Lost World roleplay book that there was a caveman on Isla Sorna. Which was in the role-playing book. Nothing to do with the movies, I think. Okay, so this like that. And that orange bit like this. So I just wanted to explain as well what my plan is for these live streams, because I just want to get it across. So like I'm planning on doing live streams of painting almost every day, as much as I can, because obviously with this cartoon series it would be nice to actually get a lot of that done via live streams if I can. I don't know how interesting, as I said, it would be for people if I'm just painting corridors, so maybe I'll do those early in the day, and then I'll finish the day, as I've said, 4 till 7 doing things like this, just random pictures that I could do, just to keep people interested a little bit more. And then what I was going to do was, instead of actually like archiving these live streams as full on the whole thing, I was thinking of actually just speeding up the footage, so you can see it all in one go. But I was actually that was what I was thinking. So I was gonna leave it up to you guys actually. Just in the chat, let me know, would you prefer me to archive these live streams as the full like hour or so long stream, or would you prefer it if it was just like a sped up version so you could see the process of the painting really quickly? Like, because I mean live streams are long, and I don't know how much time people have on their hands to like sit down and listen to me. If they didn't let's say you didn't catch a live stream, would you prefer to see the live stream up on my channel in full, or would you prefer to see like the sped up version? Alright, what I'm going to do now is just add a couple more bits of this orange to this bit here. Clayton says he thinks Alan Grant is going to return in the next film. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Oh, Grant, he'll have a lot to say, I think, if he did. I'd be more up for more streams of anything, says British Tyrannosaur. Yeah. Clayton says, I think both ideas are cool. Usually rewatch streams after you've completed them. I would prefer full, but others may like it sped up. You could play Dinosaur Defender and I'd watch it. What a disappointing game. Chaos Knight, archive it as it is because I enjoy the streams as a hangout thing too. Okay. Tomato says I'd watch the full videos because I want to hear the conversations. Okay. All right. Well, that certainly makes things easier for me. I was thinking maybe both, like in a way, like if there was like a stream I wanted to like archive, you know, but there was like a funny bit in it or something that I wanted to do a video of, like separately, then yeah, maybe we'll see how it goes. I think yeah, full's probably easier for me because then I can just leave it and make it go public when I'm ready to, you know, let it go public. Jimmy Sparhawk says afternoon dude. Okay, so the black on the back of this thing is actually a lot more darker than what I've drawn here. Maybe that's a little bit too... Ooh. Probably just got a load of noise in your ear there. Maybe I just wanted like a general brush and then hardness up and that down. Yo, Jurassic Unicast. Oh, that's James. All right, yo, James. Grant and Owen could have some very interesting conversations concerning raptors. I think Grant would like... You know how Owen walks up to Hoskins and just punches him right in the face? I think that's what Alan Grant would do. I think Alan Grant would just walk up to Owen and he'd be like, you know, oh, Alan, you know so much about dinosaurs. And he'd just sock him right in the face. He'd just be like, what the hell do you think you're doing? And like, old Sam Neill, like, oh, grizzled old Sam Neill. Just floor him. And then he'd say something like, just what the hell do you think you're doing? Messing with raptors. Okay, so I noticed the T-Rex on this toy has like black spots like down its muzzle like that. And then its head is actually much darker here, but I'll get onto that in a minute. Okay, there we go. And then this last bit here. Mr. Grady, those raptors, they woke me up on a plane. Okay, how are we doing here? All right, what I'm going to do is do the detail around the eye now, just quickly, because we haven't got much time left before I have to go. So I'll just try and do this as quickly as possible for this little bit. But if I don't get this guy finished, like now, I will come back and do a bit more to him, probably off stream. So my next art stream tomorrow, you'll probably see this guy finished at the opening. I don't know if you guys heard the song right at the beginning of this live stream. I don't know how many of you were actually around for the very beginning, but the first minute of this live stream, there's a song that was composed by my friend Drew, the guy who's in my Robocop versus Terminator video that I uploaded the other day. He's a musician and he's a very good one, and I was like, dude, can you give me kind of like a Bob Ross-esque type opening music for my like painting live streams? And he sent me this version, and that was it. Like, I was like, you've nailed it instantly. I had no further notes for him or anything, So I'll outro that as well. I'll actually play it on the outro because I was thinking of, you know, having a little bit more professionalism with these artistic live streams in a way. At the moment, this is the first one, so this is rough. You know, I've got the in the background. If I just show you, I've got the you know, I've got the volcano from Fallen Kingdom in the background. But I was thinking of actually creating like a proper, you know, artistically painted background for these streams. But yeah, I'll play it on the outro as well. Right, so let's. What color is the eye? It's yellow. That bold yellow. Owen is the first person to return to the island based on a love of a raptor, says Chaos Knight. Yeah, yeah. I might make this guy's eye glow a little bit. And how I'll do that is I'll colour this all in yellow. Then I'll get the same yellow, but then I'll take the opacity down to about 9. I'll take the hardness down and put the size here. Yeah, let's make it like glowing. Why not? Why not? And then I'll give him his pupil. Now he's got a kind of backwards pupil. Oh, I need to up the opacity again. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go, that's perfect. And then I take it to 1, take that down. I'm looking forward to the courtroom scene in Fallen Kingdom, says Court Summers. I wonder if Alan Grant gets a name drop at least. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Let's see what happens. Damn, gotta go, says British Tyrannosaur. My phone is almost dead. I'll watch back later. Okay, cheers, man. Clayton says, I can imagine we're going to get some great dialogue from Malcolm about his experiences from the Lost World in the courtroom. Jurassic Unicast. Jack, is this for your series? Dino Defenders. No, this is actually for my live streams. I'm going to have, like at the beginning of the live streams, it's going to say this, starting soon, and the Rex will be in there. So when the music, as I was just mentioning, the music will play, and there'll be like a minute long track of music, which actually I might just play now. Actually no, you'll hear it at the end when I leave. I figured it'd be kind of cool to paint like a picture for just for the intro of the live streams for people to get hyped over and while they're waiting, if they get hyped at all, you know. Let's add the light. Do the classic Kenner. You know, like when you look at the old Kenner figures, like I don't know if you're going to see it, but they have like that white dot. There's like a white dot. Oh no, you're not really going to see it here. It's like right there, tiny little white dot. So like I do that with, you know, that taught me when I was a kid. If you do like a like that kind of thing, just very gently, like a white dot, it really makes the eye come alive, you know. And let's no, that's not good. That's not good. Let's not do that. And then up the sharpness a little bit. There we go. Right. So there you go. Looking snazzy. Right, now I'm going to do the inside of the mouth really quickly. New layer. Okay, so we've got about 15 minutes before I say goodnight to you guys. and then I'll be back tomorrow doing the same thing. Not this exact drawing. I think I might continue with Dino Defenders Extreme tomorrow. Why? And I've got to fix this tablet. This is really really annoying me. So like his mouth is going to go up like that. Or actually down. I've got to imitate the other side of the mouth, so yeah. Okay. And then the tongue. Oh, actually, let me make the other side of the mouth a bit darker. Yeah. Okay. Bob Ross is a legend. A little bit of a titanium white. There's also, like, you know, I don't see a lot of people live streaming art on YouTube. I mean, you get it on Twitch. You know, they've got a whole section on there, and I did live stream on Twitch for a little while. But I don't know, my audience is here on YouTube more than Twitch. So, yeah, I don't see many people doing art on YouTube, so it'd be nice to be one of the only people doing it. Give YouTube audiences something a bit different. I could be wrong. I mean, like, there could be some other, like, obscure channels out there, or even ones that are quite popular that I've just not heard of yet that do painting. But I've yet to see them. Right, let me just up the size of this, and then lighten the tongue, and then I'll add the teeth in. It's also thinking about it. I don't know if you guys have had this thought before in the past, but I also figured that, you know, doing paintings on live stream, that's a really good way of like getting over like copyright in a way. Like, obviously I don't own the rights to you know, showing videos and stuff like from films, so like one way of like creating content that, you know, kind of doesn't get you anywhere near infringing that is like Dino Defenders Extreme is something that is completely my own, so like I don't have to worry about the copyright with that. But also like with like Jurassic Park fan art and stuff, I notice a lot of people, they do their fan art, and then, you know, you'll see other people using their fan art in other things, but they don't give them the credit. And you know, a lot of fan art goes uncredited anyway. But with like Dinosaur Defenders Extreme, that's something that I can, you know, have complete ownership over. Even down to like when I do the live streams, people will actually see me painting it. So there's no doubt in my mind that I'm the owner of the images in a way. Do you know what I mean? So like there's all these, you know, I think that's almost like the future of content for like people. You know, you live paint something that is your own, you've completely bypassed anyone saying that they drew it or tried to copy it or anything. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let me detail Rex. Yeah, let me just merge those, and then right, I'm gonna make a new layer, new one. I'm gonna put it, is that, yeah, I think that's over the mouth. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. 1 second. Why didn't I build in Orlando? Hey, alright, we're back. I just wanted to actually move his head down a little bit too high up. There we go. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit too high. Yeah, that's better. Yes, looking good. So anyway, back to let me name that mouth, and then this one teeth. Now with the teeth, there's a lot of gum, but how many teeth has he got? Let's have a look. And this one roars, so yeah, just seeing how his mouth. Okay, small at the front, really big. Like he's got a big set of gnashes on him. What am I going to paint next? I'll be painting like a frame from Dino Defenders. That's what I'll paint tomorrow, I think. T-Rex has left time to eat the audience. Clayton Fioriti says, I remember you mentioning a Postosuchus, I think from a previous live stream, which will be for your Dino Defenders project. Would love to see that done. Yeah, man. Oh, you're tempting me now. Should I? Do I design that? I mean, like with Dino Defenders so far, like what I've been doing, aside from the Megalosaurus, which I live streamed over on Twitch, I've been kind of painting it in order. And so the Postosuchus is actually something that I haven't designed yet. So maybe that is a good idea. Maybe that is something I should sort of, you know, work out the design of. Maybe that could be something for tomorrow. So for the teeth, so you draw a couple, and then what I like to do is add a gradient overlay. Let's go for this one. This looks good. And put that sort of there. Put the scale up, the opacity down, and then add a drop shadow. That is way too big. Scale, yep. Whoop. I mean, this image is only at 72 pixels per inch. So it's not a big image. Let's get that to 2. Distance. There you go. So let's do the size 1, distance 2, spread down. There you go. There you go. So now, because I've added that onto the layer, I like every time I draw another one now, it's like that is what it adds all the shadows and stuff on it. So this one, I'm just gonna add the teeth randomly, and then I'll sort it out. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I'll do the Postosuchus tomorrow. Seems like a pretty cool idea to do dinosaur designs. For these live streams. But that said, that might be a little bit of a later live stream, perhaps. I'll let you know. You'll see on YouTube if you're subscribed, got notifications up. It'll notify you when I'm about to go live. Okay, this is looking all right at the moment. His teeth are kind of like hooked back a little bit. That one's a little bit. Yeah. I think his teeth actually go all the way back, and they get closer together as they get further back. I think this one needs to be bigger. Now on the bottom, he's got loads of little ones down here. I've got to do the ones in the background as yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. See what you guys are saying. Yeah, he didn't have teeth, so he couldn't eat anyone. Welcome to Jurassic Unicast. I'm excited to see your new logo, guys. I know, James, you put out on Twitter, or Steve, one of you guys from Jurassic Unicast, put out on Twitter that you guys are updating your logo. So I'm looking forward to that. See what that looks like. His teeth actually kind of reside back in, like, yeah. That's really funny, like with all the content that's coming out, like every morning I go through like my YouTube subscriptions, I go through everything like that, and then I click like add to my watch list. So then when I'm like painting and stuff, I've just got this constant you know, stream of entertainment, all to do with people's reactions to like at the moment it's all the Mattel stuff, and the Claire prequel novel, which is something I'm really excited about reading. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just convert this to a smart object. This will be the last thing I do, and then I'm going to have to go, where is it? Convert to smart object. Do that, and then I'm going to get the blob, and he's got very pink gums, so I'm going to go for very pink, and then I'm going to, oh no, that's the brush, not this one yet. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to go over like this. Yep, and then under here. Like that. It looks like it's got lipstick on now. And then I just take the rubber and Chaos Knight says, when I received the notification for this live stream, I stopped my writing. Oh no, man, don't let me impede your creative flair or your creative flow. You should concentrate on your writing. Multitask. Multitask. Jurassic Unicast, yes, the novel. Can't wait. Does anyone know when it comes out? I personally, I don't know when it's out. 2018, that much we know. But yeah, I don't know when it's out, unfortunately. Okay, so do that, and then Do layer style, gradient overlay, and then let's add some color. Convert that to smart object, and then what I want to do is make it bigger, turn it a little bit. You can kind of see where I'm going with this now, hopefully. I'm going to get the teeth to look a little bit more menacing. Oop. Very carefully. Oop. I say that and I bugger up. This goes down like this. Oh no. I need to take this down, yes. Let's see underneath it. Okay. Alright, and then last thing I'll do for tonight is then go back into layer style, drop shadow, drop another one, put the distance at a different thing, so it looks like a different there you go, like that. Put the opacity down. Okay. Convert that to a smart object and then just clean it up like this. Okay, alright guys, I think for tonight that is going to have to do. I mean, like, for the moment that doesn't look the best, but it doesn't look the worst at the moment. For a starting point, I think that looks really cool. You know, I think maybe I need to make his teeth bigger and sort of his bottom jaw out a little bit. But for the moment, I think for the first live stream, that is looking pretty swish. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'll definitely be doing this again tomorrow. Please look out for that. So if you're in the UK, it's 4 till 7. I'm going to be doing live streams when I can, almost every day. So if you look out 4 till 7 on my YouTube, that, you know, I'll usually be live. If not, well, was it in LA? That's like 7 in the morning till like 9 or 10. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this first one, and thanks for everyone who came into the chat. You guys are the best, and thank you so much for coming along. And as I mentioned, I'll play the outro music, and yeah, I will see you guys. Oh wait, I don't have a goodbye screen. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll just put the be right back sign and then play the music. So anyway, see you later, guys. I hope you have a good evening. And 10 minutes time. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll speak to you later. Bye.